Hello, my soul brothers and sisters. My name is Vas Solo. I'm a recovered drug addict and alcoholic, a practicing yogi, and a certified meditation coach. And today's video is about being truly happy versus living on hopium. But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. I upload videos about addiction, recovery, and spiritual development, so make sure to subscribe. Have you ever asked yourself the following questions? What is my unique purpose? What is the purpose of life? Most people never do. They're too busy with worldly concerns. If you even bring it up to them, they get irritated and dismiss you as some sort of fool for even thinking about these things. And yet, the time comes in every person's life, usually when they're nearing death, when they realize that the freedom, the peace, and the happiness that they've always been after never arrived. It always felt like it was just around the corner, like it was just within their grasp, but it never was. They've spent their whole life living on hopium. To illustrate this, there was once a man who came to my guru for his advice. He was deeply unhappy. And when my guru asked him what he wanted from life, the man told him, "I want to make $1 million." Now, this was in the 1930s when that was a lot of money. And my guru told him, "This is not what's going to make you happy. This is not what you truly want." The man didn't listen. He got angry with him and he left his office. Now, when my guru saw him several years later, the man had already made several $1 million and he was still miserable. And when my guru asked him this time what he wanted, the man said, "Now I want to make $45 million. Well, he ended up dying of a heart attack before he could make that happen. His whole life, this man was living on hopium. Now, this is the condition of most people in the world. They place their happiness in the hands of the future. They think that the world will make them happy and give them what they want. This is the great illusion that this world is built upon. Now, I sensed this early on when I was in high school. Intuitively, I felt it, but I couldn't explain why. I just knew that I wasn't after the same superficial things that others were after. I didn't care about following the trends or fitting in. And because others were, and I couldn't understand why, I became resentful, bitter, and I rebelled. I started to use drugs, I started partying, but that didn't give me the happiness that I wanted. So I tried going the other way. I went to college, I got a job, and things got a little bit better, but it still didn't take away that feeling of emptiness, that sense that something was missing. If you're an addict or you're in recovery, you know what feeling I'm talking about. Now, as you know, I ended up becoming a drug addict and I went into the 12-step program. And when I worked the steps, I realized something that I always knew but I could never prove. And that is that life has a bigger purpose. That we are actually living in a world that is spiritual. And that the essence of who we are is happiness. Except most people never find it because they're not willing to do the work. They're like a person that's standing on top of a gold mine, but they have no idea that the treasure is right underneath them. So they feel like they're poor and they're begging for change, when all they have to do to find the treasure is dig. Working the steps was my way of finding my own inner happiness. And I knew that it was the work that I did because nothing around me had changed except me. I was still living at home, I still had the same girlfriend, the same job, and yet I was no longer suffering. That feeling of something being missing was gone. And so the point of this video is to encourage you to seek your happiness within. To forget believing that the world is going to give you what you want. Chasing after your many desires is not what's going to make you happy. In fact, satisfying desires is simply like scratching an itch. It just gets rid of the symptom. When I was in high school, I had terrible eczema on my hands and feet, and it would itch so bad that I'd scratch it until it bled. But that didn't solve my problem. Now, when I was 20, I started to exercise and eat healthy, and I lost 30 pounds, and all of a sudden, the eczema went away. Why? Because instead of scratching the itch and removing the symptom, I corrected the imbalances causing the itch. I got right to the root of the problem. Addiction is a symptom. Misery is a symptom. Emptiness is a symptom. You can try to numb yourself. You can try to distract yourself from it. You could try to run away, but you can't run away from yourself. So, if you're an addict, I encourage you to go to the 12-step program to get a sponsor and work the steps. If you're recovered, I encourage you to become a spiritual seeker, to find a spiritual path and a spiritual teacher that will help you find your purpose, that will help you understand the essence of who you are, so you can stop living on hopium and start being happy. Joy to you. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching this video. To support the channel, make sure to like, subscribe, share this video with your friends, and hit that notification bell. I upload videos about addiction, recovery, and spiritual development, so make sure to subscribe. And if you like the video or you have some thoughts on it, please share them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.